What is good? What is really good, my people? It is UK, trying to bring Dr. Blick, the darkest man around. And today, guys, I'm here with Vengefulwilberg. Say hi to the people, man.
What is good, bros and bras? This is your boy Vengefulwilberg here, and it is an absolute pleasure to be with my boy Dr. Blick yet again in an awesome One Piece discussion video. Thanks for having me, my boy.
No problem, man. It's always good to have you on the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about what is next for One Piece games. A lot of stuff have been thrown up in the air. A lot of stuff have been suggested. But let's just start off by debunking and basically putting a nail to the coffin with Pirate Warriors 4. Because Pirate Warriors 4 is heavily story mode based. So it wouldn't really make any sense for them to make a Pirate Warriors 4 at this moment in time. So, Venge, do you have any stuff to add on to that?
Yeah, pretty much it's kind of like piggying back off of what you just said. And when it comes, it's heavily story based. I mean, it's awesome that it has the co-op element and all of that good stuff, but the bottom line is the simple fact that they just don't have a lot to go on in regards to the story, because Pirate Warriors 3 covered all the way up to Dressrosa, and it would only make sense to see a Pirate Warriors 4 once the year of Sanji arc has actually been completed, because they would have a whole lot more content. And you mentioned a really good point in regards of the actual fighting. I mean, there's not really much fighting to be had if they was to release one at this time.
I totally agree. So we just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of people like Pirates. We just wanted to put out there because we know a lot of people like Pirate Warriors 4. So we're not saying that we dislike it. We're just saying that this is not the right time for us to get a Pirate Warriors 4. Maybe somewhat down the line, but at this moment in time, Pirate Warriors 4 wouldn't be the best idea or the smartest move for them to do. So Benj, where should One Piece go? Like, I know you told me off air that you had two other alternative ways that One Piece could go. Like, introduce the alternatives to the people, man.
All right, no problemo, bro. And so this is tricky. One of the alternatives is the fact that it would really be nice to see a Burning Blood to a sequel to a game, because like I said to a lot of people before, the first game is kind of like always going to be the worst game, and I feel like Burning Blood really does have a lot of potential to shine for One Piece because of the, let's say, the aesthetics of it. I feel like the only reason why this game done so bad is because of the simple fact that Spike did a terrible job in telling people how to play, where people would only get small tidbits in the loading screens on how characters work. And they could have capitalized on all of that. This problem would have been gone if they would have took advantage of the command list and literally went into detail in regards to how every character plays. Because let's face it, like when you think of anime fighting-ish kind of games, it's like a lot of people are more casual, where they're not going to always take a liking to something that is extremely complicated and is not explained very well. So it's like, for people that are not necessarily One Piece fans, it would turn them off, whereas hardcore One Piece fans would love it. And then you'll have the people that are in between, where they're kind of like indifferent. And I feel like that's where the ball has been dropped there, among other things, but that's for another video. So why don't we talk about the other alternative? And this one is kind of crazy, but I feel like this would fit One Piece very well. And Blick, I will let you talk a little bit more about that. I'll just share the alternative. And this alternative would be, if we was to have more of an action adventure kind of game for One Piece, but using Xenoverse mechanics, because I feel like it would fit very well in the One Piece universe. So what do you have to say about all this, my boy?
When it comes to like One Piece like games using Xenoverse mechanics, we don't mean like you're gonna see like all the characters fly and see the turnaround glitch and see all this BS freaking giant Namekians or giant awakenings being as broken like that. We don't mean it like that. We mean the whole concept of free roam, the whole concept of traveling around. But with One Piece, they have the potential to be more creative because One Piece is mainly more about the adventure. Dragon Ball Z is more so about the fighting, but One Piece is about the adventure, about the journey, about what you're gonna do next. And with the stuff that happens in One Piece, there's a lot of variety that they could bring to a One Piece MMO or One Piece like free roam game. Like for example, say if you're doing a mission in the story mode, you could add a couple of horde missions. You got a mission that when I can't remember. Oh yeah, Drum King, where Luffy had Nami on his back and then he had to fight them creatures. Like you could have missions like that. That would be fun. That would actually be fun if you can have variety like that. You can have different options because One Piece is a creative series with different abilities, different powers. That's what made Burning Blood unique in terms of the way every character played differently. If they can implement that more so into the actual overall game, that would have been amazing. Like the problem that Burning Blood had is the fact that they tried to advertise themselves as a action adventure game with not really any action adventure features. It was more so a fighting game that was advertised as an action adventure game, where when you really think about every fight in the story mode or how the story mode is structured is virtually the same. And then you look at games like Boruto where they put variety. They even give you quizzes on how, or for the tuning exam portion, like for the written portion of the tuning exam. Like me personally, some people may not be a fan of it, but me personally, I like that whole idea that they quizzed you, gave you questionnaires, because it's a variety, it's something new, something different, something that we've never seen before. And that's what CC2 does well when it comes to their story modes. I feel like when it comes to One Piece games, if they do that, if they give it the care and the love that Storm gets with their story mode. I'm not talking about the original story mode where half of it was slideshows and the other half was cutscenes. But if they give it care in terms of the stuff that they actually put a lot of work into, then you can get an amazing ass story mode when it comes to Burning Blood or when it comes to a One Piece MMO. So yeah, Ben, you got anything more to add on that?
Yes. Why don't I go ahead and piggyback off what you were saying about Road to Boruto, for example. Like, one of the things that is dope about Road to Boruto and the Storm series as a whole, especially when it comes to Storm 4, is the fact that there's a unique balance. It's a good balance where the story mode has been done, drawn out pretty well, like variety, different things you could do. And then when you look at the other aspect of the game, like the online aspect, the gameplay of it is very easy for people to pick up, and it's not as frustrating. Everything is right there. Like there may be a few more advanced things or some other unique things that you can pick up on as you play, but there's that balance. And then you look back at Burning Blood, it was terrible balance. Like you was saying, it was bad, bruh. Like, honestly, it was like the slideshows in Storm 4 was more entertaining than the story mode of Burning Blood.
You are right about that. That was probably one of the worst. Okay, Xenoverse 2 and Burning Blood, in terms of anime games, in terms of story mode, that was probably one of the worst story modes I played. Xenoverse 2's one, it was boring because it was virtually the same. They didn't really give us any variety, and the main boss was lackluster, all that garbage. But Burning Blood's one felt tedious and boring. The way you had to defeat the people was boring because they were so overpowered, they were hacks. And bearing in mind, the damage was already high. And then they gave them more armor on top of that to make them see even harder to beat. And it was just boring. They would spam like it was a horrid task. Like, people only played that so that they can online, and I felt like that was kind of scummy for them to do that. But I can see why they did that, because they wanted a reason for people to play the story mode. Even though, in my opinion, the best part about that story mode was the cutscenes. But yeah, Ben, continue what you were saying.
Sure. And to make matters worse, there was some game modes in Burning Blood that nobody gave a shit about. Bad
promotion.
Yes, like Pirate Flag. If I like mention that correctly. Wasn't it called Pirate Flag?
Yeah, you did it right. You said it right.
Okay, that was just lousy. I mean, like, they didn't make it enticing enough. It was like, I remember when I was excited for the mode and I wanted to try it out to see what it was like, because the concept was kind of cool, but the thing is, you can put it on paper, but it doesn't work out very well, because like, when I looked at the factions, everybody chose the fudging Straw Hats. It was so unbalanced. I was like, what? And then when you go to play it, it was not functional at all. Now, I like the idea of how if you couldn't get a connection with someone, you would play the PC. I mean, not the PC, but more like the computer. But even that was screwy, because you'll find yourself playing the computer the entire time. Because, like, I found nobody. It was like, this mode was just horrid. Like, I did not enjoy it. And it was like, it's little things like that that can actually hurt the game.
There's one thing I would like to add. One of the issues that Pirate Flag had was, okay, the whole concept of letting you fight against the computers fine, but those computers were so buffed up and strong, you know what I'm saying? Those computers were strong. Like, it was horrible. Like, playing against some computers was worse than actually playing against S1 unranked with freaking stronger ace, because at least with S1 unranked, you get that sense of adrenaline, you get that sense of rush, but when you play against a computer, you get no rush. You just get, it's either really fun or really boring. Like there's no in between. Like, when you play against someone else, there's more of a thrill, there's more of a sense of on the edge. But when you're playing against a computer, there's none of that. They either spam, they're either heavily buffed, that you either have to struggle to get them to lose health. Like, it's not fun. And like Venge said, the advertisement, the awareness of people knowing it was there was terrible. Like, the concept of it was cool. Everybody was with the straw hats. That was terrible, because when you go to fight for an island, you can't, because the straw hats already have it, and you turn out to be on the straw hats as well. And even when you go to different crews, there's no point, because you're gonna lose, because there's majority of straw hats rather than the Heart Pirates or freaking the Doflamingo family. Those were major issues. Like, the concepts were good, but they had a lot of issues and a lot of unbalanced stuff that a lot of people didn't know about. And to top it off that, it wasn't even released in the Japanese version. Like, when it first came out, they released it with the English version, so a lot of people didn't know about it, and a lot of people weren't even interested in it, to be honest. Like, it was terrible, it was clumsy. Like, Burn and Blood did a lot of clumsy things. They did a lot of clumsy things all over the place, and it hurt the game a lot, especially, like you said, Venge, it was only catered to mainly one section of the audience. And another thing I like to put out there, YouTubers had a big impact on as well. Like you said, no explaining, lack of understanding, lack of knowing what direction it is. So when it comes to the next One Piece game, they need to have better explanations for stuff, especially if you're not into One Piece, because the only way anime games sell or do well is where anyone can pick it up. Like Storm, anyone can pick it up. Like Dragon Ball games, anyone can pick it up. I had people that did not like Dragon Ball Z playing Xenoverse, like when Xenoverse first came out. Like, it was that game because anyone can play it. Burn and Blood, not anyone can play it. Not anyone can enjoy it. It's so niche and it's so catered to a small amount of people that the game cannot sell well just based on that alone. Because let's face it, especially in English speaking audience, One Piece ain't the most popular anime out there. It ain't the most popular. So like, the funny thing about this, I gotta say this first, man. You're gonna laugh at this. Flash was making jokes how, like, when you do Xenoverse ranked, you're not original. But when you do Burn and Blood ranked, you're original because nobody else is doing it.
Oh my god!
When he said that, I was dying. I was like, you're right. He's like, when you do Burn and Blood news, you're original because nobody else is doing Burn and Blood news.
Well, he kind of has a point, because now that I think about it, like, you and Flash grew hella quick covering that shit.
So like, hearing that alone, like, we're able to make jokes about how niche Burn and Blood is, because it's only catered to a certain amount of audience. Like, if they made it more to everybody else so that anyone could dive into it, and especially with the whole actually an action adventure game. That is the right direction, that is the right step, and that is the way that I feel Burning Blood or the next One Piece game needs to go down direction. They need to make it cater to everybody, not just to a certain amount of people, to everybody. And if you want to make it like the series, explain it, because explain how the powers work, because explaining Delphi and Logia, like the different types of Delphi and the pros and cons, that won't take that long. They had tutorials in freaking Budokai 3. Like, they could do it now. But the question is, will people play it? That's debatable. But if it's there, people cannot complain that they do not understand the game if it's already there to be played, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
So, that's my standpoint. You got anything more to add to this, or like, is that it?
I mean, like, if anything, I mean, I would love to talk about how, you know, the Xenoverse 2 style would work with One Piece, but we should save that for another time, bro, because we at 16 minutes. Holy shit. So I'm gonna chill.
Time flies.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, based on that note, we might follow this up like later down the line with probably a different topic. I don't know. We probably will follow up. I'll probably get another YouTuber on with Venge and just have like a nice discussion on it. But yeah, like, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, rating, check out Venge's channel. It will either be pinned in the comments or in the description below. And yeah, let me just wrap up this video. So please comment and subscribe. I know I say this all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying, please leave a like, rate, and enjoy this video. And yeah, this UK Trot the Brother will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.
Peace.